the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows. One set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. They hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. Every picture you take and promise you make, everything you do is about clouds. Then you come into me for I shake your hand, there's nothing to smile about. Corruption inside every sector, but when it comes to them, they send you. Try investigate efficiency, right? Go talk to Baratans too, cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. I done fed up on the dirty water, low pressure, want scream and tell somebody. Imagine 1500 US and they're telling me super salary. I done fed up on the unemployment racism and the lie they say one Guyana. Cause when you look with the oil money going, circulate with one set of banner. Cause I done fed up.
At Big Bird Transportation Service, we specialize in safe, fast, and dependable delivery transportation for businesses and individuals. Whether you're sending a small package across town or need scheduled deliveries for your company, we're here to make sure your items arrive on time, every time. Our team is committed to providing efficient logistics solutions with a personal touch. With a fleet of well-maintained vehicles and experienced drivers, we handle every delivery with care, from pickup to drop-off. Why choose Big Bird? On-demand and scheduled deliveries. Local and regional coverage. Secure and professional handling. Customer first service. Call us today at 929-329-9938 and let Big Bird take your deliveries to the next level.
There and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Su Jurong?
Su? Oh, Su. My relationship? Nothing. He's a tenant in my place, yeah.
And he's a good friend of yours?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ, if cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You gotta get about $40,000 for buy good ration. You gotta get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a fortnight man.
And I sat with President Irfan Ali on Saturday in a 6-hour-long meeting. And he was telling me that he wanted to use some of our athletes to push sports in Guyana, actually, while we have these legends here. So we are going to use our legends to push sporting tourism in our country going forward.
Well, good night. Welcome to Straight Up. You guys missed me last evening. No fault of ours here. No fault of Lemon. No fault of Orange. No fault of Kitchen Cat. Oh, Kitchen Garden. We have lots of operators here with different names. All right, good night again and welcome. It's Friday. You know what they say, thank God it's Friday. But those of you who have gotten paid, congratulations to all of you, every single one of you. Well, we at 107.1 FM, we are still, we are still with this here, but that's okay. Hey, how many of you know these villages on the current team? Number 35, then they get Tarlagy, and then they get Wellington Park. How many of you attended Winifred Gaskin Memorial Secondary School? And Bushlat Secondary School. And that's Bushlat on the current team. How many of you? Right here on the show. I got to tell you something. especially if you're from number 35 village and so forth. How many of you are from the quarantine and attended Winifred Gaskin Memorial Secondary School? We're going to do that before we get straight into, well, the program already started. Um, Denise, how are you doing? She's watching. Everybody go to school. Everybody, at least none of you went to IFLOT Secondary, right? Only one person thus far. One person. I don't know. Anyway, Denise, it's your nephew's birthday, right? Is it, Sean? If he's watching, happy birthday to him. But nobody else from the quarantine? No one else from the quarantine? No one? Karen Clark, no one else is from the quarantine here? Rajan Bim, you from East Coast, right? No one else from the quarantine. Absolutely no one. What's going on? Miss Booker, forget about it. You from you know where? Buxton. And Buxton, people don't go far. They don't, some of the Buxtonians don't even leave the village. Right? They just run from the Middle Walk and Company Road, and that's about it. Middle Walk, Company Road, and back down, and that's it. Again, good night to all of you. It's the 3rd day of October, guys. Can you believe it? Can you guys believe it? Kim Walker, can all of you, can you guys believe it? It's the 3rd day of October. Almost Christmas, right? I don't know. Lots of things I want to talk about, but before we get into tonight's program, again, let me apologize to you guys. No fault of mine. I tried my best to be on. I was going to say utmost, followed by, anyways. So if you are knowledgeable, village called 35, number 35 village on the quarantine, and whilst you guys share the link, we appreciate it. How many of you are familiar with Teacher Frank McKenzie? Frank McKenzie, as I mentioned the name Frank McKenzie, I felt like, what else, right? Frank McKenzie. Calvin Peters says he's from Brighton Village. Well, back in the days, we don't say Brighton. If you're from Brighton Village, I'm sure you remember the gymkhana that they used to hold right there at Brighton Racecourse. But it's really gymkhana, right? So Brighton, yep, Brighton. A little bit of knowing your village, Brighton, Epsom, Evesham, and so forth. So Frank McKenzie, teacher Frank McKenzie, he taught at Winifred Gaskin Memorial. That Frank McKenzie, those of you who attended Winifred Gaskin, and by the way, we have blackout in Guyana. Well, you guys know what's happening there. Somebody mentioned earlier, somebody in the audience mentioned $1 trillion budget and billions upon billions of dollars. And every minute, blackout, 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 blackout in Guyana. And yet, Irfan Ali just got some sort of paid money to go in front of Times Magazine. And guess what? Fastest growing economy, most popular punk in, I don't know what's happening in Guyana. So if we're going to get blackout again, understand why. It's the corrupt PPP regime. The other day I saw there was a guy, Alex Powers, I believe. He showed you guys, those of you who saw, it was on YouTube or somewhere, the GPL ship, the floating ship. It makes no sense. Hundreds of millions of dollars spent, and every single day blackouts upon blackouts upon blackouts. Now, again, my apologies. Now, I wish to ask you guys this again. Let's go back to the quarantine. Quarantine village. Quarantine. 35 village. There was a guy, a teacher, by the name of Frank McKenzie. I believe at Winifred Gaskin Memorial Secondary School. He wasn't the agri teacher, was he? I'm not even sure whether he was the agri teacher, but what I can agree with is that he was. But Mr. Frank McKenzie, a nice guy. Those were days when teachers, not to disrespect modern day teachers, but back in the days, teachers were different than modern day teachers, if you know what I mean. Again, no disrespect to teachers now. Those of you who are watching here, back in those days, teachers were just different from teachers today. And so Mr. Frank McKenzie, at the age of 81, I'm told, passed away today. Frank McKenzie. I know maybe most of you probably don't know, but Frank McKenzie, number 35 village, is the husband. He was the husband of Miss Claudette McKenzie, Claudette Pistano, from Philippi Village under quarantine. And so those are folks that I'm, familiar with. So condolences to Mr. Frank McKenzie and his entire family. And that is why I ask if those of you who are familiar with 35 Village, Mr. Frank McKenzie, Winifred Gaskin Memorial Secondary School, and so forth. So condolences to Mr. Frank McKenzie. All right, so what else is happening in your neck of the woods? Talk to us right here. Since we weren't on last night, I have a surprise for you guys tonight. And you guys know what that surprise is. I will be off at exactly 10 o'clock. We can't just continue with the blackout. Somebody can get in touch with German Figueroa. These are the people who jumped over into the soup kitchen of the PPP, and talk about a better Guyana. I don't know if this is what they're talking about, a better corrupt Guyana, a corrupt Guyana with blackouts, hours upon hours, every single day, road accidents, you name it. It's all happening right here on 107.1 FM. We are giving you it live. The blackouts in Guyana. That is what is happening. The blackouts in Guyana. It's happening right here on 107.1 FM, where we bring all of that news and more to you. So guys like Jermaine Figueroa, who jumped over into the soup kitchen along with this vagabond, they jumped over into the soup kitchen and they were trying to tell you that things are better off the PPP regime, under the PPP regime. That's not true. It's a lie. You see the corruption every single day. Every single day. There's no good opposition in Guyana. And so you have a no good government, a so-called government. You have no opposition. They have nothing that's going on. Absolutely nothing. Was it Jody Watley who sang, "Ain't nothing going on but the rent"? Well, what is happening in Guyana? Ain't nothing going on but corruption upon corruption and deals upon deals. And that is why we say that you've got to stay focused on these 12. And these 12 got to go out there. We know they're human beings. Some of them may have other jobs. Some of them may have business and so forth and so on. But we need to see them out there working. But these are not the only ones. Not because they're the 12 parliamentarians, you guys are gonna sit back and say, okay, let them do all the work. You got to do your job too. You got your role to play as well, because Guyana has no opposition other than these 12 here. The people from Win Party, all they're attempting to do is to make deals, especially the Mohammeds. They're just trying to make deals with Irfan Ali and Jack Day and the PPP. That's all they're about, to make deals. It's not about Guyana. It's not about you. They don't give a rat's you know what about you at all. It's all about showing up, snap a quick photograph and run back on social media to tell people that they solved this, or because of them the PPP is a bunch of baloney, right? All they're striking is deals upon deals, and you guys will see exactly what we're talking about here on 107.1 FM. That is what it's about. Massive corruption, because these people just can't jump out of bed with the PPP. According to what we have seen, in terms of hundreds of millions of dollars, they did not pay taxes. In terms of sanction from gold smuggling, all sort of things. And then suddenly you think they're going to care about you? Come on now. A lot of you have gone quiet, and I know why you have gone quiet. You think they're going to they care about you? And Irfan Ali, I noticed Irfan Ali, they're saying that they're going to convene parliament when the time is right. They're playing games, they're negotiating. And once they're satisfied that they're going to get what they want, that is when they're going to announce, maybe this coming week, you will hear that they will convene parliament, and the parliamentarians and everybody will be sworn in. And then once they're sworn in, mind you, you can't just run and swear in an opposition leader. The members of parliament have to be sworn in, and when they're sworn in, that is when they, amongst themselves in the opposition, they now will decide who will be the opposition leader. And it's a waste of time. Don't even think that Mohammed or Azruddin, whatever his name, can bring about any change for you, any good for you, any good for the nation. If you're thinking about that, well, something is definitely wrong with you. You couldn't see the pattern. You couldn't see the agenda of WIN was basically to go into predominantly African Guyanese communities. And those are areas that are said to be predominantly supporters of the PNC. And the objective was to go after the PNC votes, nothing else, nothing more. If some of you are still sleeping, if some of you are still in denial, well, something is wrong with you if you can't see that. So while they're fooling you guys, that Irfan Ali doesn't want to convene parliament, that is not true. In my opinion, that is not true at all. Right now, behind the scenes, they are working out deals. It is what it is. And while you guys remain pawns in the eyes of these people, because they think that you guys are foolish. And so they are working out deals. They're striking deals. And when all of them are comfortable, that is when you're going to hear Irfan Ali is going to say that on October 15th, we will convene Parliament on October 15th, which is a Wednesday. They probably will say that in order to strike this deal so that they can talk to Azruddin Mohammed and say, look, here what? We're going to give you guys back your gun licenses. And we are told that they have already got their gun licenses back. It's up to Irfan Ali to confirm that or not. And if you notice what's happening, Azruddin Mohammed and them and his sister Hannah or whoever their names, said that nobody should disrespect Arya Ali. That is the first lady. Nobody should disrespect. Nobody should do, and all manner of things. Did you see or hear them condemn what they did to what is her name? I hardly see these people now. Coretta McDonald, and even a member of his own group, political group. What's her name? Odessa. No condemnation, none whatsoever. But they rush to condemn somebody that is attacking, somebody that is saying something about Arya Ali. And so Azradine and them rushed out to defend her because they got to defend a sister, right? So they rushed out to defend her. Nobody else, no other woman needs to be defended, according to Azradine and them. And you see this hypocrisy about women and all sort of things. That they're the last person set of people to talk about that, because we have seen the husband, I believe, of Hannah, and cursing out and disrespecting women and all these. I don't know. The hypocrisy is so rampant. It is just so rampant in Guyana. I don't know what else to say. But right now they are, and I repeat, right now they are working out deals upon deals, because when you combine them, you get a 2/3 majority. And Jagdeo would want a third term. They're going to fight to change the constitution for a third term. And right now, the makeup in parliament, as Jagdeo would say, with Win Group, headed by Azradine, the guy who was sanctioned by US, headed by him, they have a 2/3 majority. And all Jagdeo and Irfan, all they have to do is to sit down and talk to this guy. Their partners, their friends, they're all partners into this thing here, right? And they are going to, as Savage Tisha said, fake outrage. That is so true. Fake outrage in order to go after and attack the PNC. Well, I don't know if PNC guys didn't see this coming. It was there for months. And if the PNC guys didn't see it, I believe it's Aubrey Norton, the leader of the PNC, said they should have started the attack early o'clock. I don't know. How come they didn't see that? You don't have to be a rocket scientist to see that, or a political scientist. It was there. It was blatant for everybody to see. Even a little kid attending IFLAT nursery school saw exactly what was happening and saw the agenda. It was a sinister plan. And so I'm going to say to you guys, they are planning right now, and they're working deals right now. Who is going to get what? And so the longer they delay, it means the more deals that they can strike. Who is going to be the chairman? Who is going to be vice chairman? And so forth and so on. And Azradine Mohammed's group, they will be collaborating more with the PPP regime than the 12 in parliament. They are going to be doing just that, because they feel they got nothing to gain from the 12, nothing to gain from PNC, nothing to gain from APNU, and they can strike all the deals, because remember, it's all about them, you know. Jagdeo thinks all about himself. The Papa Mohammed, that is Shell Mohammed, thinks all about himself. And Azradine thinks all about himself to save themselves. And you guys have been used as pawns. That's all. You guys have been used as pawns. Some of y'all not going to want to accept it. Some of y'all bums going to raise, but y'all have been used as pawns. Some of y'all begin to see it, because these Mohammed's folks, they have no respect, absolutely no respect for you guys. As long as they use you guys, some of you guys don't care, because they might have thrown a little crumbs here, a little crumbs there, and you accept that. But at the end of the day, they do not care about you. And one of the first things that may have happened is that the Mohammeds, and they like to parrot a lot. They can Yeah, sorry about that. So they can come out and say the corrupt PPP regime, the Minister of Home Affairs, and Azradine and these guys, they can come out and say whether they have gotten their gun licenses back. At least that is what they can come out and say. I noticed somebody's asking, where is Doggy? Where y'all expect Doggy to be? Doggy gone right back in his kennel, right back there. All the barking during the course of elections time, it was a sham. You think those people have any regards? Look, let's be realistic. You think they have any regards for Doggy? You think they have any regards to those guys? Ah, come on, guys, come on. Y'all should know better. Y'all should know better. And so this whole thing here is all a game, all a game. And they are going to be striking deals upon deals upon deals. Do you think anyone will go and talk to these 12? Now, this is not a disrespect to them, because in my opinion, as I have said from the inception, right after the elections, that these guys are actually the main opposition. And a few of them are doing some really good work, and I salute them. Every day they're hitting the streets. Every single day they're hitting the streets. And I say kudos to them. That is why, again, I'm saying these guys are the real opposition members, sorry. They are the real opposition. They're the ones who will be working for you. You can put your trust in them. Take, for example, the BOSAI workers. You think Mohammed and them have sense or the intelligence to go and strike deal just like that? Mohammed just showed up, take picture, and he disappeared. And they rushed to post it on social media. But the real deal was done by these guys in the real opposition. Sharma Solomon, Coretta McDonald, and others, and the leader of the union who represented those people at BOSAI. But what Mohammed, Azradine and them did, and you can't expect them to deal with anything honest, right? They rushed on social media, pretending as though they're the ones that assisted. In fact, they weren't even there in the beginning. Secondly, they weren't even there to protest or to highlight. Azradine just turned up, took picture, and he gone. Probably sweet talk some of them, and he gone, and that's it. That's it. But there are others in Linden who did the hard work, and the negotiations came through Sharma Solomon, Coretta McDonald, and the union and others. In terms of hitting the streets, it's guys in Linden like the highlighter guys them. And you know the highlighter guys in Linden, they are the ones who hit the streets. Conan Marshall and others. And we've got to say kudos to those guys because they are now the real opposition. Don't put your trust, don't put your confidence, don't put your faith in the Mohammeds. They will disappoint all of you even more. And you've got to get your act together and focus on the real opposition. Focus on these 12. Do not allow yourselves to be used. That's all I'm saying. Do not, I repeat, do not allow yourselves to be used by people who never once cared about you, and secondly, people who wouldn't fight for you. And I'm saying this here now, the Mohammeds wouldn't fight for you at all. How many times you guys want us to keep repeating the same thing? The Mohammeds wouldn't fight for you at all. They are not genuine about the cause. Focus on people who are genuine about the cause. Not because somebody comes and fold up a $5,000 bill and throw it at you, mean that they care about you. No. It means that they want to use you. And when they can't use you any longer, or when you stop taking use, that is when they are going to abuse you and they're going to remind you what they did for you. Now we saw the track records. We saw the track records. We saw the track records. We saw that. Well, look, we're not Mr. Wacken who prove who wrong and all. No. Let's save that for some other time. I'm not here for Mohammed to prove me wrong. Mohammed has already shown his true colors and what they are about. So this is not about who, because if somebody has a track record of one thing, How you think they're going to change overnight? Some of y'all are so gullible. Seriously, some of you guys are so gullible. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Some of y'all are so gullible. Well, local government elections around the corner. Uh, local government elections, and you guys in the real opposition, not the win group and them things. They're not opposition. They're just there for a position. And like I said, Azardine them fighting for themselves so that they can get out of the little sanction and to get back into little business. And you can't fault people who want to protect their interests, right? Don't get me wrong. But why use the people for that purpose? You think they're really like y'all? You think so? Judge people based on their track record. And if you judge them based on their track record, you will see and understand exactly what we're talking about. You will see exactly. Christopher Chichester, you're right. We don't deal with these sort of people. These guys come talk dotishness and they disappear. We'll take a quick break as we try to connect back with another page that we do have because of the blackout in Guyana, regular blackout. We'll be right back.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%, yet you give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public face, then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. They don't drive no fear with the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech.
Now, people bombs raised. There's a was it Lorimer? What do you want? Blood? Some of you are always judging. What have you done to assist? Look, come on. I don't know who this is directed to. This is the sort of, if you're defending a Muhammad, well, you have every right to defend who you have to defend. Nobody ain't judging anything. In my opinion, and I maintain this, I've been consistent. I've been consistent about the Mohammedans for years now, donkey years now. This is nothing new. Go back on all the programs. This is nothing new. So Marlon Lorimer, if you're abusing some people in the audience and saying, what do you want, blood? Some of you are always judging. Judging who? Judging what? What are people judging? What is already out there as evidence? What are people judging? Some of y'all so gullible, you know. All is so gullible that even if Satan come and blow a kiss at y'all, y'all might blush at Satan, not realizing that Satan has nothing good to offer you guys. And sooner than later, you guys are going to you guys are going to see exactly that, right? You guys are going to see exactly that. Y'all are too gullible. Y'all embrace people who don't care about y'all. Y'all embrace people who do not have a history of working for y'all. Y'all embrace people who have a history of basically oppressing y'all. And if somebody is part and parcel of people who are oppressing you guys, and I see you there, Marlon, then something is wrong. Something isn't adding up. If you look at the elections results, something isn't adding up. I got you, Marlon Lorimer. Not that my bumps was raised. I thought you were abusing somebody there and saying that they're judging the Mohammeds. Nobody's judging the Mohammeds. The evidence is there for you guys to see. It is there, but it's just that some don't want to see. Some pretend, and some hate some people in the PNC that they prefer to go and vote for the devil. They prefer to go and vote for oppressors. They prefer to go and vote for somebody who is 10 times worse than the people in the PNC they don't like. And you see, that is what I have a problem with. But it is what it is, right? But local government elections coming up soon, and I do hope that those folks in the real opposition, that's the PNC and APNU and so forth, they would be able to get their act together. And now that we are talking about APNU, I noticed WPA through Dr. David Hines, and if he's watching, good night to you, Doc. This is my free advice to you guys. Y'all have a coalition. Y'all should act like a coalition. It shouldn't be the WPA says this and the PNC says that. This is a coalition, and y'all should speak as one. The coalition. That is what it should be. The coalition. Because if y'all continue with this individual thing, you speak on behalf of the WPA. The WPA said this. PNC said that. Another party within APNU said this and said that. Right? Another party said this and said that. Y'all are going to confuse the electorate. Y'all got to speak as one. APNU. Y'all signed a document where y'all are now a coalition. Speak as a coalition. Speak with that one voice for the people. Do not confuse the people. And I'm saying this with all amount of respect and love for you guys. Do not rush out there to speak individually. Individual party, WPA believes in this, PNC believes in that. It's APNU. I don't know whether that makes sense or not, but some other bumps going to raise. David Hines bumps might raise. But it is. Rebel Gal, how you doing? Rebel Gal say let's see what Rebel Gal is saying here. Rebel Gal is saying all of the parties, same results. Rebel Girl is smart. Well, all of the parties, but not necessarily same results. Because in APNU AFC coalition, we saw better results. Even after the 23 years, miserable, horrible years of the PPPC, we saw better results on the APNU AFC government. Now, they weren't perfect, but they were far better than the corrupt PPP regime. And now it's not just about parties, it's the people that you put to be responsible for you, the people that you put as leaders. You have to have quality leaders. Now, I'm not saying that all leaders or human beings are perfect. Don't get me wrong. But you got to put people with good credibility, proper people as leader. You can't pick any and any Paku and take them and put them as leader, or any and any Moko and put them as leaders and all these sort of things. Guyana is not going to get anywhere. You got to get real people. And Guyana has a lot of good quality people. Lots and lots of good quality people Guyana has. And therefore, that is what the people have to do. You can't take somebody like a Azruddin Mohammed and think that he's any good leader for you and our young people and these sort of. No, look at Irfan Ali and these guys. They're not good leaders. They are hustlers. That is what they are. They are hustlers. The evidence is there. It is time that you guys start putting good people who could stand up, people who want to stand up for your rights. And that is it. Not people who are going to stand up just for their rights. I know some of y'all bums going to raise. It's okay. Some of y'all at some point in time, y'all going to realize that y'all were used. Y'all were used. Guyana cannot move forward as it is, with people who are wiggling to get out of sanction, people who are wiggling to get out of some sort of deal or whatever it is, and people who are using you guys to make deals, not for you, but for themselves. Why you think Parliament cannot convene at this time? You think it's by convenience? You think it's because Irfan doesn't want to? Irfan could convene Parliament next week. Tomorrow he can do that. But he doesn't want to do it because, as I have indicated earlier, the longer they delay, the better it is for them to sit down behind closed doors and strike deals. When folks at CIOG and the Private Sector Commission, you think when they pick up a phone to call, you think they're going to strike a deal with Doggy? You think they're going to strike a deal with any other? You think they respect any other folks around Azruddin and his father and his sister? You think they respect anybody else? They might talk and make mockery of Adagi and others, but they don't respect them because they know that they can't strike a deal at all. They already know that. There's no deal that they could strike. And so in order to strike a deal, they're going to want to make sure they sue with the Mohammed father or Azruddin himself. And that is how they strike deals. As of now, they're striking deals. They're striking deals as to who will be the deputy speaker. They're striking deals as to who is going to be the chairman of Region 4 and who's going to be the vice chairman of Region 4. They're striking deals as who's going to be the chairman of Region 10, who's going to be the vice chair, and all these sort of things. Do you think Azruddin Party, or whatever you call it, group, do you think they're going to want to strike a deal with APNU PNC? Think again. Think again. Do you think Jack Dave and the PPP will allow them to strike a deal with the PNC? Come on. You guys are not, in my opinion, y'all are not reading this politics right. Y'all have been played. Those who supported and voted with Azruddin Mohammed, you guys have been played. P-L-A-Y-E-D. Y'all have been played. And watch how they're going to do. They're going to use their votes most of the times to support the PPP. And then they're going to come back and tell you Jim Cogbring Ramgood's story that they support the PPP for the best interest of Guyana. Now, let me give you guys a quick example. Region 10. They claim that they got Region 10, right? You know what they're going to do with Region 10? The PPP will use WIN to continue to penetrate or attempt to penetrate Region 10 further. So if the PPP cannot directly get control of Region 10, they will use Mohammed Dem as a conduit for that purpose. Read between the lines. Understand what's going on. In Region 4, the same thing. Because the more that they support Win Party, the more they support Azruddin in Region 10 and Region 4, they feel that it's going to be more beneficial to the PPP and not the PNC. And that is what is going on. That is what's going on. That's exactly what's going on, guys. And if you go, look, let me see Mr. Wack. You know, Mr. Wack could very well be Mohammed himself. But then again, Mr. Wack, or whatever Wake, writes a little better. So it can be Azruddin Mohammed. And so Mr. Wack is saying here, Mr. Benschop, they are holding out Parliament because they are busy trying for America to arrest Mohammed. Now, that could be true. That could be true. But this is not going to try to play out to win the hearts of some Guyanese people that, they want to arrest him. They want to be vindictive. Suddenly, people want to be vindictive against the Mohammeds. Come on. Come on. You know, but what was it? Do the coke out in Jamaica and all these other guys? Mr. Wack. But like I said, Mr. Wack is not necessarily Mr. Wack. His views aren't Wack. Mr. Wack or her or whoever it is, they know what they're saying, and it could be that there are in negotiations. Well, the government can be in negotiations to charge, because from all that we have heard, according to sources in the United States, there are some sort of sealed indictments against the Mohammeds, and serious indictments. Why do you think that our prosecutors or whomever they met with in Barbados, you think they met there so that they could sit down and talk about Pulori, what they're going to eat Pulori, and Pulori coming soon, very soon. Pulori, Bara, Chana, Alu, Seven Curry? No. It's to negotiate and possibly talk what they know. They're not the first that hopped out of Guyana to talk to prosecutors. Maybe there are others. Maybe others went in Trinidad. Maybe others went in Barbados too. But the others wouldn't come out publicly and say that. But the Mohammed said it because, of course, they're the plan basically at that time was to hoodwink some Guyanese. But not this one here, not me at all. And I'm warning y'all be careful, be careful with the Mohammeds, be extra careful. I can't continue to warn y'all and tell y'all be careful, because it's going to come back and haunt y'all, and many of y'all are going to come right back on this same program crying and complaining. Y'all going to come to me and y'all going to say this.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This is what y'all going to say. Once again, this is where y'all going to rush to us right here on 107.1 FM and say,
oh, Jesus Christ.
That's what y'all going to say. Hey, what is happening? What next is happening in your neck of the woods, right? If y'all can, again, let me just end with that by saying, if y'all can read between the lines and y'all can see people in like y'all and that people use y'all gonna wake up. right, Janet? They're going to wake up. They're going to wake up very soon. They're going to wake up very shortly, right? What else is happening in your neck of the woods? Gary Greenwich, how are you doing, man? How are you doing? So let me see, hampers and yeah, where them people, man. Them people bread well butter with taxpayers' money, hundreds of millions of taxpayers' money, and you know it is what it is. What's happening with some of these other sanctioned people? I don't know what's going on. These guys, not a word, and the press in Guyana, they're not asking questions about what's going on with these sanctioned people. Paul Dabby Jr., we knew that he was placed on some bail, allegation that he probably knew about the shooting of Lola Dahl. Paul Dabby Jr. was arrested, released on bail, nothing at all, nothing further. You have a policeman charged, in fact, not charged, traffickers. He's accused of being a drug trafficker. And he was sanctioned by US. Not a word from the corrupt PPP regime. Not a single word. Not a word from the corrupt PPP regime on these matters. Do you think it's by coincidence? You think so? Come on, you guys got to think again. I hope one of the reporters in Guyana would be brave enough to ask Jack Irfanali or even the new Minister of Home Affairs. Ask them about this guy, Senior Superintendent of Police, Hemnat Saw. What's the latest with this guy? These are questions that people want to answer. And you've noticed, because during the course of the elections, there are people running around giving out groceries to different people, all sorts of things, that dashing out money. Well, you know, when you launder money and you smuggle gold, and lots of so-called business people in Guyana, they launder money, they smuggle gold and all these things, so they get money to spend while during the course of elections. And even during the course of elections, we've been hearing justice for Adriana Young, justice for Adriana Young. You would feel as though Adriana Young was running for president of Guyana, and they just basically rushed out there begging people, oh, Adriana Young, Adriana. Have you heard a single word about Adriana Young after the elections? Not a word, not a single word. Not a single word, not a word. Not a word about Adriana Young or anybody else. And now, you know, what usually baffles me is people who never once fought for justice, and people who are part and parcel of corrupt entities, part and parcel of death squads and the oppressors, spending their monies to oppress you, suddenly going to come and tell you that they want to fight for justice for you. Something isn't right somewhere. Folks, y'all wake up. Right, Anjan? Y'all wake up. Now, this commander, Mandalal or whatever his name is, he was sent on administrative leave. Is anybody asking what's going on with him? Is anybody asking what's happening with him? Anyone at all? Anyone at all? And Rebel Gal, come to the front of the class again. Look, let me answer Rebel Gal tonight, because Rebel Gal, bombs raise. Good night to you. Now, Adriana Young, we're not hearing anything at all about that any longer. Maybe the lawyer, Dexter Todd, who I'm not sure if he's still in Gambia. He ran for elections in Guyana, part of elections in Guyana, and he ended up till in Gambia. He's still there till in Gambia. Well, of course, you know, he has to work too. But I hope when he gets back in Guyana from Gambia, that he will be working on the ground for Guyana. Now, Rebel Gal is saying here, is her parents, meaning Adriana Young's parents, fighting for justice? Well, I'm not going to knock on the parents. They have been fighting for justice from day one. They may be not tired fighting for justice, but I think in some instances their energy was focused in areas that were not too beneficial. The controversy and this body cost them, they cost back this. Not the mother, but what's the father's name again? Adriana Young's father, right? A good guy, and they mean well. They want the best for their families. They want the best for their kids, and they want justice for Adriana Young. So I'm not going to knock them, some people, probably got them and forced them to endorse a political party that doesn't care about them, in my opinion. Now, they may have a different opinion. That's just my opinion. But not because we're not hearing much from the parents now, mean that those who have promised to fight and call the FBI in, right? Call the FBI, all of that was just propaganda, dotish talk. Because if the FBI looking for you, just as an example, thank you, Commissioner Cole, so Brian, if the FBI is looking for somebody in Guyana, and the FBI looking for quite a few people in Guyana. So now if the FBI looking for you, you think you're going to call the FBI in to come and look for somebody else, and they're looking for you? Hey, some of y'all could text SWAR, right? Beverly, Crandon, Hudson. Some of them could really, really text SWAR. You know what I mean? What else is happening? Because, look, Guyana is still the same. It's still the same. Still corrupt under the PPP regime. It's just corruption, every single day corruption. Look, they can't even tell you what's going on with this commander that was sent on administrative leave. But the new Minister of Home Affairs got in there, and she's talking bare dotishness every single day. In my opinion, she's the wrong person for that job. Absolutely wrong person for that job. But they put her there because maybe because she was a magistrate and she's a lawyer, and they want to put a lawyer there and a former magistrate, and maybe that's why she was there. But the last lawyer was who? Gadraj, right? Gadraj was a lawyer. He was placed there. Y'all don't want to know what Gadraj did, right? Y'all don't want to know the amount of people, according to U.S. law enforcement agencies, and how they felt about him, mind you, that he participated in the deaths of so many persons in Guyana. And now you have this woman there, as she's a lawyer, former magistrate. They put her as head of the Minister of Home Affairs. Do you think she has the power? Absolutely not. She's just window dressing. Now let's get to this particular case. You heard that this former cadet officer of the Guyana Police Force, he was charged just the other day with gun, ammunition, and drugs, and these sort of things. He was found with those items, allegedly. The police put that out there. To this day, have you heard anything back about that case? It's a businessman arrested with gun and drugs and all these things. They're right there. They're right there, as we would say in Guyana. Have you guys heard anything about this case? Whether he was charged, whether he was placed before the court, or whether he was arrested, he was remanded, or what? Have you guys heard anything at all about this case? Any one of you, if you heard anything about this case, tell me. Tell us right here. Right here. Anything at all? George Tanner, you have a point. And this is what Azruddin was lying to people by saying that he is going to call in the FBI. You're calling the FBI, and the FBI may be looking for you, right? But George Tanner has a point that the FBI investigates crimes affecting Americans. And as far as I'm aware, Adriana Young was not an American, and it's not an American connection. It's not an American interest, so to speak. And so the only time that the Americans could go in is if they are invited to be part of an investigative team to assist with the investigation, but they have no obligation to go into to solve that crime. Absolutely. That is not their interest. And so when people come about and tell you that they're going to bring the FBI in, sometimes I wonder, Commissioner Cole, sometimes I wonder, Ann Lewis, sometimes I wonder, Carl Miller, sometimes I wonder, guys, really, I do. But no one heard anything about this guy after he was supposedly arrested. Well, it's Guyana. For all you know, he was in charge. For all you know, he's walking around, and I'll be surprised if he's actually in prison. So back to Lola Dahl. What's going on with her? Is she recovering? Um, well, continue to wish her speedy recovery. What's going on with the investigations? Can somebody say, is there anything that's happening with the investigations? That and all, I don't know. It seems to have died a natural death, and that's it. But again, speedy recovery to Lola Dahl and those who are alleged to have participated in the shooting. Well, that one guy, we know that there's a mastermind, and the investigation seemed to have died a natural death, typical under the corrupt PPP regime. And so again, we wish Lola Dahl a speedy recovery. What about this here? Is anybody going to talk to us about this sanctioned woman? Sanctioned woman? What's going on with her? Is she still being paid? Is she still on leave? What's happening? What is happening? I don't know. Look, Guyanese, you have a lot of work to do. This is what I want to say before I leave tonight is wake up to the main opposition, and that's APNU, APNU, PNC. They are, in my opinion, the main opposition, not Azruddin and those guys. Those guys are hustlers. They're not the main opposition. I hope that those guys in APNU will get their act together. Stop the infighting, stop cussing out and who make PNC lose, who make this, time for some serious introspections. Serious introspections, guys. Stop the blame game. Sometimes some of you may have to look in the mirror. Stop the blame game. Get all of your acts together, and trust me, you will see wonders. Because people are depending on the 12 of you and others. The 12 of you are there to work on behalf of APNU, not to score points for your individual parties, like the WPA or maybe another party. Stop trying to score cheap political points as individual party reps. Represent APNU, represent the people who voted for APNU. The people didn't vote for any other party. They voted for APNU. APNU, APNU. God bless you all. I'm out of here. I know some bums going to raise, but it's okay. It's okay. If your bums don't raise, it means you're not alive. And I really do mean bums. No other interpretation to that. Unlike this guy.
PPP will take care of you from erection to resurrection.
All right. With that said, I'm out of here. Wayne Caesar is going to be on tomorrow, 7 o'clock, right here on 107.1, and his program. Over to you. And let me say good night to all of you. Rhonda Lane, how are you doing? Rhonda Lane said that Takuma Gunsi won his case. Yes, Takuma Gunsi. Congrats to Takuma Gunsi. All those cases were basically trumped up charges against those guys. Let me see what Commissioner Cole being mischievous here. As always, good night to you, Commissioner Cole. She said, Benschop, Radio 107.1 FM. You think the new Harbor Bridge will be safe? I will use the original old Harbor Bridge. It's your tax dollars, by the way. Hundreds of millions of your tax dollars spent there. Allow Priya Manik Chand, allow Irfan Ali, allow Jack Dev and those guys to walk over the bridge first. Let them drive over the bridge. Let them take Kush. Let them take those other guys. Let them take Kashif. Let them take Shanghai from Linden. Let them take the three Stammerman from Linden. Let them take Jormin Figueroa. Let them take Tandai McAllister. Let them take Kaupenman, Bondage. Let them take all of them. Let them take Gita. Let them take Gita and Siram. Let them take Dharamlal. Let them take Let them take all of them. Let all of the PPP guys walk across the bridge first. Let all of them use their duty-free cars, compliments of taxpayers. Let them collect Lamborghini, man, and let all of them hold hands and drive across the bridge. But the 12 guys, I want y'all, the 12 MPs, I want y'all stand up and watch. Soap Drinker is with us tonight. Selwyn Peters is telling you, Commissioner Cole, that the bridge is safe. Well, let Selwyn go with his bowl of soup and drink it in the middle of the bridge. Let them go. Let them go. Let them don't tell you it's safe. Let them go. Y'all stand up and peep, and once it's safe, then y'all could go later on. But let them go first. Let Mark Phillips go first. Let him hold Kwame hand and walk across with Kwame hand in hand. Hand in hand. The two of them together. Because the two of them deserve each other. Why you think Jack Day put Kwame under Mark Phillips at the Prime Minister's office? Kwame is under Mark Phillips. You think it's by design? Let them go. Let them walk first. Let them carry their wives. Let them carry their concubines. Let them walk first. Anyway, some of you guys are naughty, right? Yeah. All right, so I'll be back on Monday. But Wayne Caesar is going to be on tomorrow on Over to You. But for now, have a wonderful weekend. Continue to love your country. Continue to pray for your country. And continue to stay optimistic, because they may say 5 more years upon them, but that may not be the plan of God. Because the soup that the likes of Selwyn Peters, Selwyn don't get no case these days, man. The corrupt PPP ain't giving you nothing to do. I feel sorry for people like Selwyn, you know. Seriously. Selwyn and I, there's nothing personal. I've known Selwyn over the years. But this drinking of soup thing and selling his soul, I don't know. You can't associate with people. You can't trust them any longer. But at least he's brave enough to drink his soup. But you can't trust these guys any longer. So if you can't trust them with anything, you could trust them to tell you that the bridge is safe. The bridge could very well be safe, but let them test it. Let them test it. I'm out of here. God bless you. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you guys back on Monday. And Wayne Caesar is going to be on tomorrow, 7 o'clock, right here on 107.1 FM. So long.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout, and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%, yet you give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public base, then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. They don't drive no fair with the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your...
At Big Bird Transportation Service, we specialize in safe, fast, and dependable delivery transportation for businesses and individuals. Whether you're sending a small package across town or need scheduled deliveries for your company, we're here to make sure your items arrive on time, every time. Our team is committed to providing efficient logistics solutions with a personal touch. With a fleet of well-maintained vehicles and experienced drivers, we handle every delivery with care, from pickup to drop-off. Why choose Big Bird? On-demand and scheduled deliveries. Local and regional coverage. Secure and professional handling. Customer-first service. Call us today at 929-329-9938 and let Big Bird take your deliveries to the next level.
Yes. You want to tell me all these years, Mohammed and his father and all of them is a part of PPP that had gone at the PPP office, Freedom House on Robb Street, protecting the PPP from the black people and PNC. And all the time, you there in there, you never see that they ill-treating black people, they killing out black people. You never see this corruption within this party. All the time, you, your family, your uncle, your father, your sister, your mother, everybody supporting this party. Y'all never see that this party is corrupt. Never at no point in time, until sanctions start raining down upon you and you expect them to cover you, and they did not cover you. They took away all your gold and diamond license and your business license, your cambio license, and you get upset. And then you started to decide that, you know what, I can run for election to get rid of the sanction, and I can run for election to get back at the people.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more.